ways to go, make my own fate, looking for something that I couldn't see, something I could believe. Right away from the ground, from the ropes tie me down. I had to prove to myself I was free. Now I know that I'll never be. 'Cause it's only a matter of time until we start breathing. So I'm gonna spend all of mine with you, mine with you.
No really interesting spots so far. Pretty hard dead. Just sitting playing 1-3. Game seems pretty soft. $500 cap, so pretty nice. Get back to it.
Limo for one to Big O. MGM second call for Big O. HM.
Last and final call for Lewis L. and Hill for 1-3 no limit. Maurice F. and AA for 1-3 no limit.
41 home of James C.
Don't flip them, Phil. You're not all in, Phil.
I think just one for now. 'Cause he's still got chips, technically. It's only 2 players all in.
What do you have, queens?
3 players have chips behind.
Dude, I'm feeling proper.
I folded 5 hands ago.
Now I flip my
No.
card.
No.
You're not all in.
There are 3 players with chips
One to Big O.
behind.
Last call MW 1972 and Garrett. One to Big O. Sam G and Spades. Sam G and Spades for one to Big O.
Good luck.
All in.
Jacob H. One to Big O. Jacob H.
Okay, $3.
Come on, dude.
Don't show the card yet. Don't show the card yet. You don't know what you're gonna do.
Come on, Phil. We know you're calling.
Sunday, $2 change. You win this one and this one. Okay, everything is good. Yeah, I'll be right back.
We will wait with bated breath. Phil.
Oh, trust me, I will be right back.
In general, most of the players at this table were, straightforward recreational type players, and, they're not really doing anything fancy. Most of them probably aren't really bluffing all that often, and if they are, it's not telling any kind of credible story. This hand starts out when I open 9-7 of spades in the hijack to $15 at 1-3. This sort of regular type player on my left, I've been chatting with him, and it's obvious that he thinks about the game. He's definitely trying to hand read. He's probably read a few poker books, that kind of player. But by the same token, he's definitely not a professional. I forget what he said he does, but he definitely works, and he was just there on the weekend, as kind of a weekend warrior. He's the only caller in the hand, and we go heads up to a flop. Flop comes 10-9-5, all hearts. I bet $20, and he calls pretty quickly. The turn is the jack of clubs. I decide to keep betting for $40, and again he calls pretty quickly. On the river, the 6 of spades, I decide to check, and the villain very quickly and verbally announces a bet of $100. Now, when he makes this bet so quickly and verbally, and particularly on this exact run out, it's kind of hard for him to really have anything, at least from what I think of him so far. I ended up calling, and my hand was good against ace high. Okay, so for some not very complex reasons, namely my battery running out. I lost the visuals for that first hand, but now you get to see my beautiful face for the rest. So in this hand, a tight player opens in the hijack for $15, still at 1-3. I call with ace queen of diamonds on the button, and the big blind also calls. The flop comes ace king 4 with 2 hearts. The hijack c bets for $20. I call and the big blind folds. The turn's the 3 of hearts, and he takes a while this time, and it seems like he's having trouble deciding between betting and checking. But he does end up carefully removing some chips off of his stack and betting $30. At this point, it's kind of a scare card, so I'm already a little bit concerned that I might not have the best hand. But at the same time, I have top pair, top kicker in this exact spot, and I think if I'm folding this hand, there's probably just way too many hands I'm folding. So I call. The river is the queen of spades, and he counts out $50 in a stack of red, and then lines up another stack right next to it and bets 100. He sort of was doing some interesting physical things, but not anything I had a read on, not anything I felt confident making a play on solely because of what he was doing physically. It's a tricky spot. I mean, he's representing pretty much only hands that beat us, and there's like not really any one pair hands I think he value bets on the river. He doesn't value bet any 2 pair hands that are worse than ours because you can't really have any 2 pair hands that are worse than ours for the most part. Now, I ended up calling, which I think is bad, but given I thought so long about this exact hand, I'm pretty confident I'm folding every worse hand than ace queen. So from that perspective, I don't think it's that bad because this hand is still pretty high up in our range, and if we do fold it again, we're folding probably like 90% or something like that, which might be okay against this exact player. But there you go, I called, and he showed queen jack of hearts for the nuts. That was a fun hand. In this next hand, there's 3 limps, and I make it $20 to go from the cutoff with king 10 off. The button, small blind, and all 3 of the limpers call. The flop comes king jack 8 with 2 hearts, and it checks around to me. I could go either way with betting or checking here. I think that a lot of players can have a better hand than me in this spot, like king queen and king jack, but we're not normally seeing a lot of significantly better hands than that, so I feel like we're ahead a pretty decent amount of the time. And on top of that, there's so many players in and so many draws possible that I feel like we can definitely get value from a lot of different hands. So I bet 55. The initial limper and the second limper both call. Both of these players are very loose passive pre, and so I'm not really that surprised that these are the 2 who call. The turn's the 6 of diamonds, and it checks to me. I decided to check it back here. I guess you could argue for betting just because you don't really want a scare card to peel off on the river. I'm probably only getting 2 streets of value, and it's probably better to go for it on the turn when the board's so wet, but I ended up checking. The river's the queen of hearts, which is pretty much the worst card in the deck. There's a decent amount of hands that might peel 1 street, like queen jack, that get there. There's a few like gut shots that get there, and the flush gets there as well. So I check it back when it checks to me. I think it's way too thin to bet here. These players, there's plenty of hands that they would check that are beating us, and probably not that many hands they would call with that we would win against. When I check it back, the first limper shows ace-8 offsuit for bottom pair on the flop, and the second limper for some reason shows 10-5 offsuit, and my hand is good. I have no explanation for this one, but that was a fun hand. Okay, spoiler alert, the next 2 hands I flop quads. There's not a whole lot to talk about, but since you don't flop quads that often, I figured I'd include these anyway. 3 limps to me, and I'm in the big blind with 8-4 of hearts and check. Flop comes 8-8-8, above average for us, for sure. This crazy player who was a limper from early position bets $15. There's 1 call in middle position, and I obviously call, because what else do you do with quads? The turn is the 5 of spades, which obviously brings in a backdoor flush draw, and the crazy guy bets $36. The other player calls, and Shocker, I call once again. The river is a 6 and it bricks out on the flush. It checks around to me and I bet $95. This is a really weird spot because I have no idea what these players have. I kind of feel like they both have, well, I mean, the crazy guy can sort of have anything, but the other guy sort of has to have like a pocket pair or 2 overs on the flop and just makes this like super heroic call on the turn. I don't know. Anyway, the crazy guy ends up calling. My hand is good. He doesn't show, but he didn't need to. It's just a few hands later when it limps to me and I'm on the button with pocket 7s. It's a straddle pot and I just decide to over limp. The flop comes 7-7-4 rainbow. Again, pretty decent. And we're 6-handed, which is kind of cool because it means that there's a much bigger chance that somebody's able to hit something and catch up. It ends up checking to me and I obviously check behind because what can anybody have? And the turn is the 6 of spades. That brings a backdoor flush draw. The crazy guy, again, obliges us by betting $35. There's one caller and I call, again on the button, because what else am I going to do with quads? The river is a jack and bricks out the flush. It checks to me and I bet $135. I'm kind of in the same situation as the previous hand because I just have the board so crushed and all the draws missed. And like people can have some pocket pairs, but they really need to, you know, they need to get a little bit heroic to call with worse. But I bet 135. The crazy guy folded, and a kind of more thoughtful player who's also in the hand ends up calling. I still don't know what he had. Again, it doesn't matter. So the last fun piece about these two hands is that MGM was running high hand promotions while I was there. But these hands missed promo money by about an hour and a half, and they were like literally 2 hands apart from each other. So, you know, it would have been nice to pick up like an extra 1,000 in promo money there, but the fact that I even got more than one street of money in on both those hands is like a miracle in and of itself. Partially just stems from it being 1-3, but I will definitely take it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that big red button.
Alright guys, good luck. Nice playing with you.
You want to take a picture of you there?
What? No, that's okay.
No?
No, that's alright. Thank you. Did I forget to mention that it's now 3 a.m.? Let's go home. Oh, we won. A little over a buy-in. Now let's go home.